time for another Get Ready With Me. Today I'm going to a girlfriend's birthday party. Right now I have a wig cap on because now that I haven't been like preoccupying my time with like dating apps and like talking to guys and whatever, I have a lot of free time. And so I've been like trying to get into wigs just because I kind of like to switch things up every now and then. It hasn't been panning out very well. So I have the wig cap on, I have the wig. I'm gonna do the look first. I got my clothes on just to see how it looks with everything, because without everything, it looks kind of trashy. So as I said, not like entertaining any romance in my life right now. It's because of a lot of things. It's because of a few things. One of the things is that I was finding myself feeling trapped by the man's expectations. For a lot of the guys that I was talking to, they were like, I really am wanting to be serious, like let's push things further along, even though from the very beginning I had been very honest with my intentions and was just like, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Do with that information what you will. And what they were doing with that information was, I'm just gonna see if she'll change her expectations for me. And I didn't, because again, I am standing firm on what I said what I told you in the beginning. If I said this, it's this. So I found myself like having to end things, and it's like, this is the cool guy, but he's wanting all this stuff from me that I just do not feel capable of giving to him, and I see that it's affecting him in a negative way, and I don't like that. And so the people pleaser in me was very much like, if this is what he wants, then this is what I'm gonna do to make him happy type stuff. But it was also me going back and forth with like, but I'm single now and I really don't have to do that because this is not my man. Like, in the slightest. In the slightest.
Not even a little bit. That's not your nigga.
So like, why do I feel pressured to do these things? And then another thing I had to say to myself was like, do I even want to do these things? I just felt pressured to, because I knew that's what the expectation was, but no. So in that happening a couple times, I had to like take a break and was like, whoa, like, okay, I'm telling these guys that I don't want to be in a relationship. What am I doing on these dating apps then? Because it just feels enough of me coming out of my last relationship and testing out the waters, seeing what dating is like experimenting and whatnot, being different types of people. I feel like I've done that, and I've done enough of that. So now it's getting to the point that I'm starting to talk to guys that are really compatible with me, because I'm starting to filter. Like, I created my filter, and now my filter is pretty solid. You attract a lot of people. It's the people that you decide to entertain. That's what it is. Like, we're beautiful, we're women, we're gonna attract lots of different types of guys. You just gotta turn your filter on and make sure that you're only allowing certain types of men into your life. I was attracting lots of different types of guys, but it was getting to the point that my filter was getting much better, that I was only talking to, or finding myself only talking to, guys that were really compatible for me. And so I'm like, okay, but I don't want to burn all my bridges with these men if I'm not ready to be their girlfriend and that's what they want from me right now. So now that I know that my filter is like on, working, functional, like we're bringing in the right guys, whatever. Now I'm like, okay, when I'm ready to get back into it, I know that things will be okay. I don't have to go through the trials and tribulations, basically. I don't want to burn the bridges with some of these men because they're really, really great. And I don't want to keep the cycle going. I don't want to be the toxic one here. I don't want to be consistently on these dating apps, consistently talking to different guys and basically just repeating the same thing over and over again. Hey, how are you doing? Getting through the whole intro talking phase, which is already kind of a headache. And then having to say, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Like, just for me to do this again. Why? For what? So I'm like, I'm not that, like, I'll cuddle Izzy and I have a heated blanket. Once I find a solid Netflix show like I have right now, I'm good. Like, I really don't need much more else in life. And no, I don't want to sit on FaceTime for 3 hours. Like, that's just not in me right now. It's really not. Maybe one day again, but just not right now. I was talking to my mom the other day about it, and she was really just saying to me, like, you're literally busy. Like, you're busy. And I'm like, yo, that's true. Because I'm like, why don't I want, this is the age to be doing things, Jackie. Why don't you want to do these things? Like, why don't you want to commit? Why don't you want to have like kids right now? Like, why don't you want to get married right now? And I'm like, all that would be cool right now, but I just got other stuff going on right now. And once that's finished, we could maybe try some of those things. This season, this chapter of my life just doesn't include dating, just doesn't include men, and it's been peaceful. It's also been kind of weird because I'm so used to that. So used to literally a man being on my phone texting me about nothing, honestly. We've been texting every day, or just purposeless conversation to keep the connection there. But I've already told you that I'm not ready for anything serious, so what are we really doing here? So just trying to get off the train. I'm just over it. I'm really beating this concealer into my face right now. Something else I've started doing is using a lighter concealer on top of my concealer. So the first time I tried it, it did actually make it, I don't know if I was supposed to put it on We're just gonna see how that looks. At least try and match it. But I think that's what you're supposed to do. I've seen people do that, and I really, like I said in my other Get Ready With Me, I really love a bright under eye. Okay, this actually feels like a little bit too much. I guess I could put some more foundation on top of it, but that just seems like a lot of makeup at that point. And then I'd have to do concealer. No, what? Oh goodness. I'm actually kind of scared that I am still baking on top of the already it being bright. I know that baking is to set it. Like, I don't even know what these words mean.
So I am confusion.
I know that you bake to set the concealer, make sure that it like lasts and stays. But I also noticed that when I watch makeup tutorials, when girls, after they like dust it off, it's brighter than it was. We're just gonna have to see how this look comes out. I think it's gonna be fine because I contour now, so it'll darken up the sides. I cleaned my brushes yesterday. Very proud of myself for that, first of all, because Lord knows I needed to be done. Still a teensy bit damp, so it's kind of making it like a clay contour a little bit, which I guess is kind of cool because now I get to see what that does. But I feel like contouring has really enhanced my makeup look. Like, it really takes it to another level. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Just don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. That's always been my thing from the jump. Don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, don't want to lead anyone on, and I'm finding myself hurting people's feelings. So let's not do that anymore and just focus on being single and enjoying my life in other aspects, and honestly passing these freaking classes. I refuse to spend this much money. I refuse to spend this much time, stress, and energy, money on matchas also, because I need some green tea in my hands when I'm doing these classes, just for a little clarity and energy and focus. And I already have my graduation dress picked out. I already have my Pinterest graduation board. Like, it's completed. It's completed. The manifestation, the vision board is there. I did that. So now we just have to make sure that we're passing the classes to bring everything to fruition. I know what I'm doing now with makeup, but I still sometimes feel like I'm just taking a shot at the dark on it being symmetrical, on it looking like even. Because I'll look in the mirror sometimes and I'm like, that looks different than the last time I did my makeup. That looks different than the last time I did my makeup. Always looks good for the most part, but still, just always that moment of anxiety of, did I actually do this properly? This is just straight me copying what I see on makeup tutorials with no foundational information on why I'm actually doing this. Just doing it because the girls told me to, and that was enough reason for me. It's actually coming out a little bit better than I thought it was going to. It's very warm. I don't know if it's because I'm wearing brown, and we're gonna get into these outfit details later because I am conflicted. But I don't know if it's because I'm wearing brown, but it's just, my face just looks real like warm and toasty right now, and I really, really love it. And the second thing that prompted me not really wanting to date anymore, or at least take a break, is that I think I saw like a Instagram highlight story in my archives, and it was when I went to San Francisco for a solo date. And the amount of weeks that it was since that day, I was like, that was a long time ago. And when's the last time I did a solo date? And it really had my gears turning. And I was thinking to myself, I haven't really done one, because if I'm not spending my free time with friends, I'm spending my free time like going out on dates and talking to guys and hanging out with guys or whatever. I was like, whoa, pump the brakes, because I love my solo dates. And it was a very important time for me, very empowering time for me. Just going on them, just being out by myself, just feels, again, very empowering. So I'm gonna go back to that, and I much prefer those over regular dates, honestly, at least for this season. There was actually a time, and I'm a little embarrassed to even say this out loud, but there was even a time during this period of me talking to different guys that I booked myself a trip to go to Monterey for New Year's. I booked this way in advance, like August maybe. All this time I've been talking to guys, I was like, okay, maybe this guy will come with me, like on my trip, on my New Year's trip to Monterey. A couple times I actually thought about that with some of these guys. And this started out as a solo trip. And it is going to still be a solo trip. Just don't worry about me. Everything's back in check now. But there was times that I was thinking about that, and I just kept thinking to myself, but I don't want him to come with me. So why would my mind even be going to that direction? But it's going in that direction because if things were to work out with this man, it would be kind of weird for me to go out by myself on this amazing hotel on New Year's, which is a holiday that people usually will kiss at midnight or whatever. Like, we're romantic. I had a guy tell me that. And so I started this out as a solo date. I wanted it to be a solo date, but told myself, okay, but if things work out with this particular guy, he's gonna come with me on this trip, because it would be weird if he didn't. But I didn't want him to. So that was another reason that I was like, okay, maybe I really should just take a little hiatus, because I don't want to, like, it was a couple guys inviting themselves on stuff that I said, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and it would be guys like, oh, like, we should go do that together, or like, I'll get a ticket to this or whatever. And I was like, woo.
Stop it. Get some help.
What? I said this was a trip for one. I said that I was going, and that wasn't a let's go. And so when I realized that that was also it was just a combination of me feeling very to a lot of stuff that I should have been I feel like eager to do if I was ready to do anything further with these guys, but I'm not. And like I said, filter is filtering. So the guys that I have been talking to, the last couple like guys I've talked to, pretty solid dudes. So I'm like, let's not burn bridges. Let's not do that. Let's not be the toxic one. So a break it is. And another thing is that I definitely know what I like now. So that when the time does come, when the conditions are right for me to be in a relationship again, I am gonna act a fool. Like, y'all are really gonna be sick of me. Y'all are really gonna be sick of me.
Prepare to be sick of me. Prepare right now to be sick of me.
I got a whole Pinterest board for when I'm ready to pop out with my next man. So when that time comes, we will be ready. But for right now, I can't say it was easy in the beginning, because it's like, I like validation. I mean, who doesn't like validation? And I was like, I can get free validation on social media, and I don't need validation from a particular man or men, because it would come with more, and I don't have it in me to provide that right now. So when the time comes, the time will come, but right now is not that time. So we were told as the party guests for this birthday party, we had like a color scheme, and so it was like a lot of nudes and stuff, which is no stranger in my closet. So I was like, let's do something a little different. I was like, silk sounds appropriate. So I did an all silk outfit, but I put it on and it feels like pajamas. So I'm like, I don't want it to look like pajamas. I'm gonna have heels on so you can hear the, you know. But I just want it to be like I don't know if it's giving what I think it's what I want it to give. And then I'm like, is this even too much? Like,
oh God, I'm scared. Okay, I'm about to do it. I'm doing it. Fire it up. I'm going all the way.
it's gonna be like when I walk. Oof, okay, so that's why I was like, maybe I'll just button up. Maybe I'll button up one, and then it looks like that. Oh, no. And that looks even more like pajamas. Ooh, okay, but this is gonna be up higher. Yeah, this is probably gonna be right here, so it's not gonna be that bad. Once the accessories get going, we're gonna be good. So those are pretty much all my reasons for my dating hiatus at the moment. The irony in all of this is that my final project for my master's program is going to be a study basically comparing and contrasting how successful dating apps are at producing successful couples. Do couples who meet on dating apps report more relational success than couples who met like through a friend or at a bar or whatever? So I'm like, okay, dang, I'm not doing this anymore, but it's been fun, my experience, and everything with my master's program has been so in tune with what's been going on in my life, so it kind of just comes full circle for me to make this my final research project. Nothing beats a good head wrap when you don't know what to do with your hair. Yeah, face is giving, as usual. Head wrap just brings the face together. There's a lot going on here, so it's probably for the best that my hair is up. Yeah, this is gonna be up here. And I'm just gonna... Me? You wanna pay for my meal? Please, he's paying for my meal, ma'am. Okay, so this is what I'm working with. And I kind of like it. It's not exactly what I envisioned that it was gonna be because these pants are just wanting to fall. But I'm gonna have heels on, so I'm gonna be a little higher. That would be nice. Yeah, I can put my hands in my pockets. Rings. I mean, this is all they're gonna get from me today. Ooh, she a baddie. She knows she a 10. Okay, let me just go ahead and do some sunglasses then. It's giving rich auntie. It's giving rich auntie, and yes, that is exactly the era that I'm in right now. I think I'm going to conclude this get ready with me. As of right now, the roster is cleared. There's no one in my phone or my DMs that I'm answering anyway. And that's how it's gonna be, at least till the end of the year. I really just kind of want to take a break at least till the end of the year. We'll see how January is looking. And the way that my life be going, my next get ready with me could be me planning my wedding. So we really don't know.
What? Child. Anyway, so
I doubt it, but you really don't know. So just enjoying my fun and flirty 20s. Maybe I'll get a free meal this weekend. The chocolate is gonna do it every time. It's giving chocolate for sure. So that is this get ready with me. Hope to have some fun stories for you guys for next time, but at least in the dating world, I think I'm gonna take a little break. The memes won't stop though, because I got stories. The memes will not stop. Do not worry about that. 'Tis the end.